Another port, another storm. The wind shifts, the boat tacks, the ropes are adjusted, and the sails are set again. The cannons, freshly fired. The hold is packed, and our sailors pin a new place on the map. Cargo and contraband, that's the game. Just remember, the Bilgewater is not the only player. Welcome to Bloodwine. So, like, I've flubbed before.
You've flubbed before, yes. You definitely have.
It's like your tongue stops being frosty, and then you have to get the frost back before you can get back in again. I've had it midway through the intro. I've had it right at the beginning. I've never had it in the Welcome to Bloodwine.
Huh?
Yeah.
It is the worst point.
What did I say? I think it was Welcome to Bloodline, I think?
Bloodline, yeah.
Or Blullblind?
Tonight on Bloodline.
Bloodwine.
That's why I'm happy we're live, because I feel like if we were edited, we would have to do another take over and over. But it's so much funnier when you just say, "Welcome to Bloodwine," and then you have to sit there and try to keep a straight face as the intro plays.
Yeah, so welcome to Bloodline.
Bloodline.
Previously, we were cursed. Now we are hopefully less cursed.
Now we're blessed.
We'll be cursed again.
We all live in a university town / lived, so it's one of those things where, like, me and Ken are both busy because we live here and that's how the economy in this town works. Gabe is busy because how leases work, that's when you leave an apartment, is like around that cycle. Same thing with Chelsea. So all of us had a hell month, and I'm sitting there getting ready to be like, so it's been a while, but it's actually hitting me like, wait, is this actually 2 sequential weeks? No one was busy? No one was feeling sick or under the weather or needed like a bit of mental health space? Like,
I mean, if you want, I can end the stream right now and never...
Like, something's gonna break? Probably.
Don't do that, because all the technical shit's on my end.
Well, my internet did just cut out for a second earlier.
That's true.
Before we went live,
That's true.
I mean, it would work in our favor because we have to maintain the running joke of the channel breaking, and it's been unusually unbroken for a while, which is a problem.
That's true.
Because then eventually, if it does happen, if we keep a good streak long enough, the joke won't be funny, and we'll have to sit there and come up with a different way to fill time when things break.
Yeah, well, we'll have to actually, just be funny, and that just sounds like an awful thing.
I don't think I can do that under pressure.
No, it's not good.
But I've been practicing a cappella Spanish Flea, so I'll just do
very
that.
Important.
For the
the thing is,
practical difficulty.
If there's 3 people in a room and there's one person going, "Be funny," and I'm the person being pointed at, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm the person sitting next to the person pointing, I can be like, see, that's the thing. You can't put someone on the spot like that. You're an absolute joker, my friend. Can you believe this? Look at this guy up on the stage, flubbing around, limping about. I can't believe this.
Meanwhile, someone's just like, "Be funny," and you're just like, words.
I do not under the spotlight.
No, I'm pretty good. If someone were to point at me and be funny, I can guarantee I would have a collection of words that I would give. I don't know if it would be successful or not, but
So Chris Pratt's Mario.
Yeah, that's like a topic that would lead to funny things. I would say something like, "Oh, later, this peanut salad doesn't have enough coleslaw."
So, okay, I want to say something about that.
Okay.
One, I hate to be the Debbie Downer. I hate to be the wet blanket, but let's be honest. Something probably happened in casting where Chris Pratt could probably do a Mario voice, and when it comes out, we're gonna get it. That's my bet.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
For everything, it all comes down to when they released the first trailer, It's like when said that they were making a Sonic movie. Everyone's just like, no, please, dear God, no. And then they released the Sonic trailer, and everyone's like, no, please, dear God, no. And and then they released the actual movie, and everyone's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Either that, or they paid Chris Pratt money under the table, being like, hey, look, we're going to have to hire you, then fire you, but we're Sonic movieing it, okay?
Yeah.
We need a dry run so we can figure out the first thing the fan base is going to complain about, fix it, and then everything else they complain about is going to be secondary, and we can make money.
I mean, I'm still incredibly on the fence as to why Whoopi Goldberg is Yoshi, but hey.
See, here's my take, okay? We got Jack Black. I realize I said that before with Chris Pratt, but I have multiple takes. I want to lay them out individually because I want to feel special. Jack Black is Bowser. A lot of people make a huff about it because it's an interesting take. It's not the first person.
I feel totally fine about it.
No, it's perfect. It's pitch perfect.
Yep.
You can't. It's perfect. It's flawless.
No matter how bad any of the picks are, all of them pale in comparison to the glory, like, holy shit, galaxy brain 5-head idea of, like, Charlie Day as Luigi.
Yes. It is,
like,
phenomenal. It's perfect.
I never would have thought of it. I can't think of anyone to top Charlie Day as Luigi.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, I think of just, like,
Yep.
the Pepe Sylvia scene, and I think of a Luigi hat, and I go, this is gonna be the best part of the entire movie.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And the thing is, when I first saw these names, I didn't realize it was an animated film.
Mhm.
And so I was like, yeah, no, like I could see you put a hat on that good, cool guy, and he's gonna do great.
He'll be fine.
Chris Pratt is too handsome. He's too good looking.
Like, you know the Wario SNL bit with Elon Musk?
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
imagine
yeah, that is a
when I
thing.
see that cast, I imagine them walking around in costumes and salvaging the bit.
Just like, okay, Elon Musk, put your hat in this Wario box. I'm sorry, you can't play Wario.
Like there's a cut and you see like Chris Pratt as Mario, like, well, hey man, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
And then Luigi comes in and he's like, he stole my hat, my underwear, and 3 pairs of pants.
Listen, I love the idea. How do I put this? I don't think that Mario should be in the movie. We've talked about this privately, maybe even on stream. I don't think he should be in the movie. I think that Mario is too bland of a character. He works best as sort of a character to be alluded to. For Luigi to be running around like, oh my god, things are going to be fixed when Mario finally gets here. You know?
I think that to make a Mario movie, you have to do the same thing they did with the Sonic movie, which is you have like an archetypal, like you're writing a script and you're a producer, you put a blank slate TM in, you know?
Yeah.
The same way that the Sonic movie had whoever it was, who was in that movie?
I know what he looks like. Can't
Dak
remember his
Pepper?
name. Can't remember his name for the life of me.
Like,
None. Got none.
not a bad pick. Just like, that's why the guy was a good pick, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure the guy's name was like Fred or Edward.
Okay,
Or
so the
John?
girl that is playing Princess Peach.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the Queen's Gambit.
yeah,
girl.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What? Okay.
Like she'll do fine.
yeah.
Like it's Peach. She'll do fine. She has to occasionally talk about making a cake. Like she doesn't really have the pressure that say Mario has in this situation.
The only friend I have that has absolutely perfect takes on every single piece of media ever is Jordan, and he brought up the good point that absolutely 100% Peach is going to have a moment where Jack Black Bowser kidnaps her, and then she's like, actually no, and kicks him in the nuts. Is like, I don't need to be rescued.
Honestly, yeah.
Like, there's no way that doesn't happen.
But Jack Black is exclusively a meme
Yes.
actor.
Yes.
I would argue he's not.
Which
He's just...
it brings the entire movie into question.
Well,
Like, this is gonna
not
be a meme
necessarily.
movie.
This is definitely going to be a meme movie. You have Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. You can't have Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong and not have it be a meme movie. Seth Rogen is also just a meme actor. Like, he plays himself in every single fucking movie, to the point where he's literally played himself.
The more that I think about the casting, the more that I realize the brilliance that's actually in it. Because, like, Chris Pratt can take the reputation hit of flubbing the role if no one could pull off Mario. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Charlie Day is a brilliant choice. Anya Taylor-Joy is very much like...
Peach as a character can only go up.
I don't think she's going to do anything exceptional, but I think that if this is something where you were to grade a performance, you would give her a solid A. I think she is going to expertly perform the role of Peach, who is Princess Peach, who goes, "Oh no!" flawlessly, right? And then I think Jack Black and Seth Rogen are going to spend 3 times more hours in the voice booth than necessary, where Jack Black's going, "Ooh," and then Seth Rogen goes, "Ugh," and that's just like most of it.
Yeah. Listen.
Like
God, yes.
That movie's going to be good. It's probably going to be good.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Aaron posted in the chat, thank God they aren't doing the quirky CGI characters visit live-action Earth trope. Like,
we don't know yet. We don't
know. We don't know. That is true.
That's my fear.
Don't know.
But, dear God, that would be the worst.
Me and some people were talking, and here's our theory. We came up with the only plausible plot, because you need to have a conflict, but the conflict, you don't want the conflict to be, oh, Mario's in a new spot, because that's, you send him to New York. Wow, we hate it. But it also can't just be Bowser kidnapped Princess Peach. Like, it has to be something more than that. Lakitu's in this movie. I think that Lakitu tries to usurp Bowser, and they have to team up to defeat him. And I think his threat is that he's going to transport them all to live-action New York. And that's what they're desperately trying to avoid. And, like, the movie is saved when they don't wind up in Times Square screaming at a New Yorker who's then screaming at them back because they're both scared, you know? That's my, like, theory as to what the plot is going to be.
I don't know which is which, but I think that either Bowser or Donkey Kong is the flub antagonist who ends up actually teaming up against the real antagonist, you know?
Yeah.
It's a bait and switch.
No, Lakitu's not the magic one. Which one's the magic one?
Cammy Koopa.
No, yeah, Kamek.
She's a magical girl.
I guess she is.
Can we move on from this and maybe, like...
Just hire James Marsden to play the same character he played in Sonic. Yes.
That's who it was. James Marsden.
Yes.
Hey, what if it was Eggman that was the villain? Because, like, Jim Carrey did a good job.
Jim Carrey did a great job.
Chelsea's made a good point. We have to move on.
Do we?
Can this just turn into the Super Mario Super Show for...
It's been like one topic for 15 minutes, and I don't think any of us have exceptionally original thoughts. I hate to say it.
No.
There's a lot of Mario movie takes out there, and we're a little late.
Yeah, we are a little late to the Mario movie
not
take.
even out yet. Like...
Oh, but when that trailer hits, it's gonna be a beautiful week. It's either gonna be a trash fire or something that everyone just kind of goes, all right.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be Sonic movie levels, but we'll see.
What do you remember from last time?
We got cursed by a jerk who I'm going to kill. I almost died through magic wizard combat. And then we had to undo all the curses. And we got through all the curses. And now they may or may not know that we're alive. Either way, I'm not taking any chances.
Yeah, that's
yeah. We're still on our way to Redwine Keep, though, I believe.
Yeah.
So let's take stock. Do you want to pull up the map? As things stand now, You're not far. You're like an awkward diagonal chunk away from what Redwine Keep. You can see where it is in the world map section there.
Like over here.
Yeah, you guys are just kind of a little ways off from like where you had that engagement. The ships have had a chance to break off to rejoin the Hookway a little ways along. You guys, it's like dinner, a little bit after dinner. You've shoveled a little bit down your gullets. You've survived a fight. You fired a couple of shots at some ships that pursued you. It was a little bit more cannon fire than the way in. The way in was perfectly executed, but the complication was bringing people out and having them adapt after you came in. But you're on the other side of that. What's the status of the ship? Do you guys remember? Give me some descriptions, because from what I recall, you've skipped a couple chances to repaint, so it's got some dashes and scratches. It makes it look weathered, which is good for blending in, but not good for going, look at my beautiful boat.
Yeah.
There is at least one cannonball that went through the kitchen that got patched up with boards. So, like, you're water safe, but you have a hole in you. What else is there?
Plenty of those stupid mud skipper things that jumped onto us that were basically mud skippers but with legs as if a frog was running and making plep plep plep. I think we got struck by lightning at some point and things caught fire a little bit, so there's probably a couple like burn marks.
The front mast, which is the shorter of the two without the crow's nest, has some scorch marks on it.
Yeah. I can't remember anything else other than that.
Like in terms of battle damage,
We didn't
Didn't we
take a
get-
shot leaving. We might have taken. Oh no, we did take a shot leaving, didn't we?
and we got set on fire once.
Like when we actually ran the blockade, I thought we like took a shot.
I believe so.
Yeah. So we have some of that to repair. Well, other than that, we're fine. Totally fine.
Totally fine.
It's great.
To check, you've got 2 pallets worth of mail that's been taken out through the blockade. You have, if I remember correctly, coke underneath your mattresses, weed behind your clothes, and
Yep.
illegal sugar behind a fake board in your spice cabinet.
Yeah, pretty much.
And how are you?
Croakwill is asleep because she is in pain. I never actually got. I know that Rooker tried healing me because I was bleeding and wounded and hurt and like really badly injured, and Rooker is healing me, but I never actually got the heal for that.
Oh,
I think you were just a couple points over 50 after the healing, so I'm going to say...
Like I'm at 46, so it's literally like, give me
Cheers.
anything. Oh, nice little cuppy.
You're at 55.
55. Okay.
You've got, like, you know, after a nosebleed, but before you've had a chance to really clean up, like, way after the fact, you've still got a little bit of crust around one of your nostrils. Your hair is unkempt. You have a bit of dirt on the side of your pants from, like, falling onto a rain-slicked ship deck, you know? You're looking a little worse for wear. How is Jane?
Okay, I think. Like, I haven't taken any damage in a while. So, probably at solid 100.
Yeah, at the same time, you haven't really been training, so it's just kind of, whatever.
So you sit above deck. You do that thing where there's like one strand of hair that's out of the ponytail that you tuck behind your ear. You adjust the string on your on your crossbow. You perform an idle character animation.
Yeah.
You're like going like messing with boxes, but then your
Yeah.
character like gets slightly rotated, so you're just going like this over nothing.
Yeah, I'm standing there and I shift which weight, like which foot I have weight on, you know?
Tiana, like, nearby, like, adjusts the dagger in her sheath a little bit.
Yeah.
Looks over and goes, "Some weather, eh?" And then walks to the front of the ship, leans against a mast, and then just by RNG does the same, like, dagger adjust animation again.
Yeah.
How about Sun?
Man, Sun is doing great. Sold all these munitions. Successful heist. Was not present for most of the cursing. Just, you know, so he's a little annoyed that he didn't get his guns perfectly finished. He's at 130 stamina, which puts him just slightly into ready because he does have Juggernaut. Yeah, he's doing well. He's almost finished. He's a cool gun.
Okay, so most of you are doing pretty well. You're well healed. You had a lot to eat at the discount barbecue, which certainly would have made sure that all of you were nice and well healed. The one that is the sore thumb is Croquill, who survived a bit of a mage battle in addition to more than one magical fight prior to that. Your mage is really worn out from the consistent assaults. Bilgy doesn't look nearly as bad as Croquill, but is certainly not enthused about the recent events.
Well, how's Crow? I'm talking to Bilgy. How's Croquill doing?
Bilgy kind of looks over a little bit and goes, "Well, overextended."
I see.
It's a good way to put it. Croquill pipes up from her bed and very angry.
We just need to sell all of our cocaine, and then once we sell all of our cocaine, we can buy somebody to do your work for you.
Yeah.
So you're buying a replacement for me now?
No.
We're just no, of course not. That's not no.
No.
Fuck off, the lot of you.
Someone's in a good mood.
Bilgy pipes up and goes, "I'll have you know, by my count," he gestures back at Croquill again and goes, "We've got 5-2 from that last one."
Nice.
No, 10-2, 5-1.
Ooh. Even better.
And I took 3. They're not going to be coming back anytime soon.
Like you took him right out, or?
Well, let's just say if you went into a fight against one person,
Yeah.
and you left that fight horribly blind,
Yeah.
would you be eager to go back into that fight?
Suppose not. No.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be, dealing with them for a while.
Fair enough. But you don't need to see to do magic, eh?
No, but they'll be disinclined to do it.
Or maybe they'll be after revenge, eh?
Yeah, but they should know that they don't have a chance. And besides, they might think we're dead right now.
That is in our favor for sure.
And we make sure that they think we're dead? Is there a way to do that?
An Imperial cruiser is off in the distance to the south of you.
Well, we should probably not deal with them.
The Imperials love us.
I don't know if the Imperials know of us.
On the other hand, what's another Imperial ship sunk?
That's true.
On the other hand, we should probably just get to Redwine so we can repay.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call, good call. All right, well, let's get to Redwine and maybe unload some of this cargo and repair the ship. Get some much needed rest.
The wind blows to the northeast.
Well, we are heading dead west, I believe.
Sort of northwesterly, more or less.
Northwest.
There's
Yeah, sure.
there's a well-traveled ship route that goes sort of from Redwine via Riverbend to Monk's Keep on the north side of the blockade. On either side, it kind of fans out, and that's a bit that's called the Hookway. You guys would be able to join that going either east or west from here. With that, you'd be able to blend in with the ships. You would have a risk of encountering more law enforcement, but also way more resources for just, diving behind another ship. A big part of the Bilgewater's design is that it's meant to be like, if you were to rob a bank, hypothetically, you don't leave in like 6 color-coded Mini Coopers. You leave in a gray Honda Civic.
Yeah.
But I love the Italian job.
Yeah, but they died in that movie, didn't they?
I think so.
No.
don't know, I've never seen
Fucking
it.
Seth Green got a kick-ass sound system that blew women's clothes off because it was early 2000s, and that's what was funny.
Yeah, no, they got that one right. That is pretty funny.
It's pretty funny, yeah.
It is pretty quality, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that literally was his entire character, but, like, yeah.
I mean, they just don't make women's clothing like they used to.
No.
They really don't.
Remember when horny as a core character trait was like something people did in movies and not something people did as users in Twitch chat?
Oh my
Man.
god, yeah.
Not this Twitch chat, just a Twitch chat.
Nah, this Twitch chat.
If you want it, like, hey, we're not gonna judge.
Anyhow, so
Hey, I've streamed
Twitch
Mass
phone-
Effect. I've seen it. I've seen it all.
I saw that clip. I've seen the pillow.
I have the pillow
I've seen your
somewhere.
pride and joy.
My pillow's somewhere in here.
You guys sticking around?
I thought we were heading northwesterly.
Yeah, we're not gonna fight that ship.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
If they hear tale of an Imperial ship sunk near Soth, they're gonna know we're alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the truth, eh?
Who else just sinks Imperial ships for no reason?
Yeah.
That's actually a good question. What is the track record on Imperial ships, like, surviving in the water?
I'd have to imagine fairly decent.
Like,
I'll say that any number that you are able to find through any channel you have available is different from any other number of a similar repute.
okay,
The Empire doesn't want you to know either.
all right.
Fair enough.
So you move the equivalent of like 3 squares distance, like 2 grid lines up, but then a whole grid square over.
Okay, so I need to.
Here, I'll get you the map chunk.
Should be E8, I believe.
Yep, E8.
Bam.
So like from there, from the opposite side, just kind of like infiltrate in less than a square, and that's about where you're.
Yep.
You're in open ocean. You're a little bit south of the Hookway, so you're kind of off your own, pulled to the side. The Hookway is kind of dead right now. The only people riding are people who are like you see, especially a preponderance of larger ships with more masts than you have that can have like a night crew, a day crew, and a third shift crew. A lot of ships have moored a little bit off from the Hookway. You try to clear space just so that the other ships can come and go, while not being too far so that if anything bad happens or any monsters start to surface, someone can come in.
Yeah.
Just for roleplay reasons, you wouldn't have to move your cursor on the map. Do you try to blend in with them or try to pull off a little bit further?
I don't think we'd be picking fights right now, right? Like, we're probably gonna try to blend in.
Yeah. Not with a cargo full of cocaine.
Yeah.
And mail. We have mail
Mail.
too.
Well,
The whole reason why we're going to Redwine.
Yeah, it's not just
Right.
because of the cocaine.
yeah. Okay. Okay, losers. Sure.
You know what? Since Sun never does anything illegal, I would assume that he would jump at the idea of delivering mail over cocaine.
You know, it's not illegal to just sort of move it from one person to another who wants to purchase it.
It's
Yes, it is.
that's kind of the whole thing that we're doing. Yes, we are smuggling.
No. It's not that illegal.
Well, they might call it trafficking, but people are stuck in traffic every day.
Exactly.
Traffic is just a natural part of the
The
life
human
cycle.
condition. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, everybody does trafficking. It's not even a big deal for
It's
us
not
to
even
be
a big
bringing all this
deal.
cocaine. No.
No, come on, listen. If we had to arrest every single person that smuggled a couple of drugs here and there,
Look, trafficking is all about the prefix. Because, like, there's some trafficking that even people who are generally against crime are like, okay. And then there's other kinds of trafficking where even people who are completely fine with crimes are like, no, don't do that.
yeah, I mean,
So, like,
yeah.
drug? That's one of the more acceptable traffickings.
Yeah.
Arms?
Eh, Candy heart trafficking. Those are the worst people.
Mhm. I guess
Oh,
we
don't
were
get me
just
started.
trafficking arms too, weren't we?
Oh yeah, we were. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Specifically to supply a resistance movement.
But that's different though. They were all hardened criminals. They knew how to use them properly.
Yeah, it's not illegal if the person you're selling to needs it.
Yeah.
Oh, I need this human heart? Don't worry about where I got it. It's fine.
Yeah. Look, the people that we're going to be selling this cocaine to, they need this cocaine, all right?
The parties
If
are going to be
I-
so lame.
If I didn't give you this liver, it would have just rotted on the side of the New Jersey Turnpike, okay?
Like,
Yeah. Finally, somebody gets it.
yeah.
So by now it's the late evening, a couple of other ships have moored. You slowly start to drag your anchor in. You've had a bit of a cursory dinner, shoveled it down while making sure you weren't being followed, and then when you saw that one ship, you started to peel off again. By now you're able to uneasily make your way to bed, since there's enough ships that if anyone were to search you in the night, you would have at least have some kind of warning, because someone else would probably get searched first. When you awaken, there's a gentle pattering of rain. There's some buildup in the bilge, but you're very quickly able to clear it because it's just a bit of light rain that happened before anyone woke up. What's everybody up to? It is dawn.
Crack at dawn, I get my smithing on. That's Son's new catchphrase.
It's a solid
Says to himself
catchphrase.
as he starts doing a crafting roll. Ho, ho, ho.
Probably going to try to convince people to get up and get going. We got places to be. We got drugs to smuggle.
When you do that, Kroko rolls out of bed and like stumbles upstairs and begins casting a ward against specifically scrying and curses now.
Clang, clang.
Just gonna add to the list of shit I need to protect against.
You are absolutely kidding me.
And I'm also going to boon myself on it.
Let me double check the rules here. Hang on.
Doing a number?
I'm doing a number. You know it.
what you crafting? And what are you being kid about?
I'm crafting a masterwork dragon pistol.
You're making the hottie shotty.
I'm making the high shotty. Oh baby, am I making it? Yeah, so the dragon. Yeah, I stopped exactly 1 copper short with that roll. This
Thought
thing
that's what you were gonna say, yeah.
is almost done.
Okay, I know exactly how I'm going to run that. Tell me about what you have done so far. Keep in mind, this is one of those things where if this was like a static shop in a marketplace and an adventurer saw you building this, they would go, "Oh, it's done," and you would go, "No, no, no, not yet."
No.
So what does it look like right now?
Right now, it
Like,
is...
if the only thing you have to do is lacquer it, it doesn't have lacquer on it, and that's it.
Yeah, no. What this thing is missing specifically is the engraving on it that marks it as a Canadian Son's firearm. Like,
All right. Tell me about the rest of it. And where do you place the engraving? Because this is a dragon pistol, right? Is this kind of like a more modern design, like it's meant to be kind of a double-barreled sawed-off? Or is this kind of a classical, it's a powder tube with a like barrel and a big old goofy trigger and a sight that actually has a little circle and a plus on it?
No, this is like incredibly boxy, incredibly like very, very rectangular, very function over form, but in a classy way, if that makes sense. You know, you ever look at one of those like square trucks and you're like, that's ugly, and then you look at like a cool Hummer and you're like, that's the same shape, but someone wanted this to look cool.
So you've got a single, is it like a cylindrical barrel, a hexagonal, a square?
Oh yeah, this is a hexagonal barrel, the opening hexagonal, but the barrel, the body of this thing is like a big honking rectangle sort of shape, like
Okay.
beefy.
So this thing is like the shotgun equivalent of an Uzi, where you look at it and it's basically just an L.
Exactly.
Where do you put the maker's mark before you finish it?
Oh, a maker's mark, that is going right on the side. Big bold letters all inlaid in like a nice brass.
All right. So you still need to put this in, and you hear people starting to shuffle. You hear Kennedy and Tiana both kind of grumbling and starting to get up as you hear Jane like throwing on the jacket and going, "All right, good morning. We going? Breakfast? Rooker, breakfast?" What's Croakwill doing?
Croakwill is like booned herself and has cast a level 34 or like 34 point ward on around the ship to guard against scrying and curses.
Nice.
Let me give you some dice for the sleep. You wake up with an additional, that would be 11 health. You roll out of bed. You roll your rotator cuff a couple times. And then it's not that it hits a spot it's at. It's just one of those things where you go, "Oh, fuck it." You get up. You open your drawer. Grab your candles. A little bit of salt, a little packet. You stick it in there. You pat. Second check. Pat. God damn it, I'm doing this right this time. You start to clamber up the ladder and cast your wards.
Yep.
It's the early morning. Right now, Rooker is in the middle of, like, kind of groggily preparing some food. Bilgy's made his way up and is starting to help pilot the ship alongside Jane and Tiana. What's going on?
Ship stuff, I guess.
Yeah, ship stuff is pretty solid.
Have fun with your ship stuff, losers.
All right. You, like, start to raise up the anchor slowly but surely. you have to make sure that like there isn't any slack, and for a second it's taut, so you wait until the waves pull you a little further, and when there's enough there, you start to gather it up. There's a bit of resistance as you tug free a tiny amount of sea floor, and then you are able to start cranking this thing up. It's a simple ship anchor, the kind of thing that you would get tattooed on a bar fight underneath like a heart that says mom on it. It is a bog standard, pick it up off at any given ship port kind of anchor.
Yeah.
You drag it up, you pull a little bit of seaweed off of it. There isn't necessarily a stand, you just hurl it back over the edge so it leans kind of close to the wheel. Kenanye kind of grumbles, puts down a barrel, gets ready to like start the rudder. You can see him like jostle it, and he goes, "Any problems? Is it free?"
I would be like down in my workshop. I want to be able to tell.
So you hear the sound of milling back and forth, people throwing ropes about and starting to pick up the sails. There's a gentle kind of, not the usual slapping of a consistent rain, just kind of the gentle hum of a light mist coming down on the ship. You're below, getting all the tools out for the last little bit of work on this. At this point, the only thing that's there is like putting your maker's mark in and starting to do the last bit of lacquer on the wood sections, which, if anything, feels a bit excessive. Are you putting anything else in this for art value?
For art value, no. What I am doing is like a very nice choke, you know, where normally you would have like rifling. That 5 gold is going purely into performance. This thing is getting like just that extra little bit of finish to the barrel to really make this thing hit hard.
All right. Do you want to make a crafting roll with -1?
A crafting roll -1, sure, I can do that.
Only -1?
Yeah. Okay, that's a 31. Ugh.
Ugh.
Disgusting.
Pathetic.
Terrible.
Yeah.
So you sit there like shrimp posture on your stool in the middle of like making a flawless choke with perfect little like heat dissipation circles around the edge of this, and you're making sure that it fits in with the bore and that it's perfectly aligned. You have your like adjustment tools out. You've already lacquered the barrel. It's like clamped and just sitting. And it's not art. You're not pretentious. It's a display of technical skill and precision, which is different.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, remind me, what did you call this? Is this just a gun you plan to sell?
No, this is a gun I plan to use, baby. It's a masterwork.
So, you have this thing. You have your original weapon. Tell me about these two, the metals, the woods.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'll give you a second to think about it before I get your answer. Jane, you've hauled up the anchor. You're getting it ready. As you can see, like Tiana and Bilgy are in the front getting the ropes up. Crowquill, you clamber your way up. You open up the flag box. You give it a cursory like pat. Good. They're where they should be. Nobody messed with it. You grab specifically the 4th and 5th in from the right side. You double check the engravings that you made sure to like knife in on the sides so you can double check. These are the exact ones you need. You install them and set them up at the top of the mast.
Flags are proper now.
Yeah.
Jane,
Must be done.
don't go messing with my flags.
Not gonna touch your flags.
Good. Now I'm hungry and I want to go get food.
It's like when you have a paper that you have to finish that needs to be like finished before noon on a given day, and it's like you finish doing work at like 10:40 and you've been revising it for the past like hour and 20 minutes and you submitted it at 11:59 and you're like, what if I had breakfast?
What if I just had like a fuck ton of scrambled eggs and beans? That sounds great right now. God, I miss that
clutch.
diet.
clutch 1159 submissions for stuff.
Yeah.
I failed all those 1159 submissions. All those 1159 submissions were, well, I'm not getting this done in time. Send.
Yeah, submit whatever it is that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is often not very much.
Either I was done hours ahead of time or I wasn't completing it. That was my school experience.
Yep.
See, I would always like try to finish an assignment early, and then I would ruminate and keep revising it over and over, completely uselessly. Nothing would be achieved, and then you'd like submit it like a little bit before it's due, and then be like, I didn't actually do anything for 2.5 days. I just listened to podcasts while I was scrolling on a PDF.
You're just worried about it. Yeah.
Feels great.
So why don't we jump to the map? You've got the sails ready. They're unfurled. They're brought up nice and high, nice and taut out to the edge. You've made sure that you're aligned with the wind. Incidentally, that self-same wind is moving to the northwest.
Well, that's rather convenient. I'm gonna ignore that in order to complain about other stuff later.
Let's go northwest.
So you have your sails ready. The one that is your kind of signature sail. Your ship is white on the top, red on the bottom, below the waterline. You've got 2 masts, one of which has like a big red sail. The other one has a crow holding a bucket. You have a big red foresail, a Genoa sail in the front, nice and triangular, that helps you catch the best of the forward wind. It's not necessarily that it helps you with a lot of forward thrust, it's that it helps you with angular balance, that the ship is stable in the waves and that the hull doesn't provide too much drag. So as you guys are going directly into the wind, your sails are almost at a 45-degree angle, and then this one is on the opposite side, kind of helping to right things. You move 5 squares. You start to make your way off of the hookway and down into the aisles. You've passed by a couple of different, you see 2 sets of colors. One of them is Mid-Run, the other one is West March. Redwine is under West March's purview, so that's the people who are patrolling the ports around here, so you see more of them as you get in between the aisles. There's a couple of fishing villages and towns around here, lots of ships that are kind of trawling in the nearby area. The storm is behind you. You guys moved extremely quick and kind of clipped it, braced, and then got through the other side as most of it went behind you. As it kind of pulls forward and starts to stalk you from behind, you're closing your way in to where a lot of these ships are starting to maneuver around, move in and back from Redwine Keep a little bit further. You can't see the city proper. You can see the nearby islands and the traffic that indicates that the city is not far. Right now, it's the late morning.
All right.
I asked an open-ended question. Presumably, son, you come out with your latest concoction. How do you sell it to the boat?
To the boat? I'm coming up, proudly wearing it on my hip, and just sort of beaming and hoping that people will notice and compliment it.
What is it again? Like what
I literally walk right past you as you come out beaming.
It's a pistol.
It's a pistol? Okay.
Yeah. So, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Fucking bite might be infected. Rooker, you disinfected it, right?
Yes! I can do it again with different alcohol.
No, thank you. I'm good. Thank you. Still
Kennedy, distinctively leans over the wheel and goes, "Oh, hey, son.
Oh,
What you
yeah.
got there?"
Oh, this? Oh, this little number. I guess suppose technically it falls under the dragon classification, but I like to think of it as a high caliber battle beast stopping sidearm.
And
Battle
what exactly is a battle beast, and how does this stop one of them?
Oh, you know, one of them. Is that what they call it down in the Freedlands? Them big, weird, gray-looking things.
That's racist.
No, not the beep. No, not the not a torg. The things they ride, you know.
Do you often have to stop one of those things? So much so that you had to make a gun for it?
You know, if it's trying to kill you, it's not easy to stop it.
When's the last time that you had to kill one of those things?
Ooh, well, you know, not personally, but you know, some of the syndicates that I worked with said, you know, back in the war, sometimes one of them would get loose, and
When's
So,
the
like,
last time you've even
basically-
seen one?
Sun came out going, "Look at this elephant gun," and then the first thing anyone said was, "Oh, you see a lot of elephants?"
yeah. Listen, it's not strictly for stopping. It can stop pretty much anything, I suppose.
Can it stop a boat?
Well, I mean, if you shot it enough times, it could.
Huh. Okay.
Can it stop a mage halfway across another continent?
If the mage was sort of closer, then yes.
Gonna say no.
Well, you know, I thought you guys would be. Well, fine, then I won't make you guys ones. If this is how you feel about them.
Son, I don't think you want me to have one of your firearms.
Yeah, not with this level of unappreciation, I don't.
Jane, I don't
it's
think
very-
you,
think
I don't
it's
think
very
you realizes the disadvantages to giving me a firearm.
Tiana does like the hand plane thing, going, "Well, you know, of all the guns to give Crowquill, this would be the one."
Exactly, a widespread, easily concealed.
Yeah. Good job,
General
son.
direction.
You did great.
Hey, son, when are you gonna get to work on the sheath for my fork?
Yeah, I'll get working.
Look, salad forks. You can't just leave salad forks out. They could be dangerous.
These are dangerous salad forks.
Well,
Yeah.
All right. I will get you your salad fork receptacle. Get the
Well,
work
hold
done
on, you
there.
gotta shoot something.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I want to anymore. after the way I've been treated.
Well, come on, I want to see you shoot something.
You're just saying that.
Oh, no, shoot something.
Okay, all right. I'll hang on.
There's a clattering comes out. He doesn't fully leave like the actual hatch. He basically like makes sure both of his sets of arms are out. He holds up something and he goes, "I have a pumpkin, very seasonal."
Oh, well, I okay. Let me
Then you just kind of like, thunk, almost like sitting out of the top of a tank. He's like sticking out there long enough to see you shoot something. Then it'll go back in.
all right. Here it goes, and I take the pumpkin and I'm gonna set it up just on the edge there, edge of the boat, on the railing, and I'll give it a shot.
So you leaned it up right next, not right next, because you don't want like a rogue wave to make this thing roll off the boat. But you set it up pretty close so it's not on your like actual like shooter guard sections. It's kind of in the gap in the middle where like the ladder is. You plonk it up and you take this thing out and you.
All right.
What range is Sun firing from? Is he like right up close, or is he on like the other side of the ship? Like,
Give us a weapon roll.
To be
All
fair,
right.
the difference between the minimum and maximum range on this thing is like 4 steps.
yeah, but I like the idea that Sun's just like, check out this amazing gun, and then just stands point blank.
More or less.
Like a sword would do the same.
Yes, listen, it is point blank. a little longer than a sword reach, and that is a 34 to hit, or a 34 damage.
What kind of ammo did you load in this?
Oh, this is standard shot, like buckshot.
So you aim at this thing and make like a 2-inch wide hole in the front of it, and the back just, you can't even measure it because it's like just a cone outwards, bursts off the back, and there's a splatter that kind of makes its way off the edge. And you know how the inside of a pumpkin is kind of stringy and fibrous?
Yeah.
There's like a couple of those clinging off the edge and down off onto the ladder.
Looks
There
like
we
it
go.
could be useful for sure.
Well, now you don't get one because you bullied me. But
Bully
yeah, you know.
you? I
if
didn't
you're-
bully you. I was
if-
just
if-
asking when's the last time you saw one of those things.
Well, you know what? If I ever did see one, it'd be the last time it saw anything, because this thing's lethal.
I mean, Jane did achieve a similar effect from a much greater distance.
Right. But James an expert sniper. I'm just a blacksmith.
Okay, well, normally going into port, I would say put the gun away, but keep the gun out.
Oh.
Maybe clean the pumpkin off the side. We're about to get into port. Hands on deck. There's boats here. We have to steer the boat.
Right. All right.
Alright, fine. We're all just standing around watching him shoot this pumpkin.
Yeah.
Not Croquel. Croquel's just like eating food and like the most just like, I could not give a fuck about this situation right now.
Philistines.
So you just kind of like, after Rooker gives like 4 thumbs up and then makes his way back down the ladder, you follow down going, hold on, you got any more bacon? Closing the hatch. The rest of you are kind of sitting there. Son, you've got the newest thing you've created. Just kind of sitting there in a hand. Blow a little smoke off the front of it. Jane, you make your way back to midship to start adjusting the sails as you make your way in. The wind is going directly northward. Where are we
We're
headed?
going west, aren't we?
Yeah, we basically just need to head just a little bit more westward, and we're good.
So you tighten the angle on your sails. You don't have to retract the Genoa, but it switches sides, and you start to prepare to retract it as you get closer to port. The wind, as you get closer into the Isles, starts to get cut off by the actual landmass nearby. So you slow a little just due to the lack of pickup on the sails. It's close to noon when you start to drift your way in. You have to make your way on the far side, kind of following the whole way along the port, almost the scenic route, until you start to get in on the port side the other way, and you're trying to find a place to dock, for lack of a better word.
Couldn't we dock at the rookery?
Are we switching into our rookery like suit and stuff for this?
I mean, probably. We'd probably want to drop that off right away, wouldn't we?
Yeah, that makes the
Probably.
most sense.
There's a few other places that you could dock, but there is the rookery as one of the options.
Well, you know, when you're the boss, you don't give up your parking spot.
Yeah. I say we drop off the rookery stuff right away.
All right.
I
it's-
agree.
It's closer to the far end of your initial traversal, so you make a turn. You pass by a couple of different docks. You're pulling towards kind of the midsection, so the ship's coming the opposite direction, kind of close, but also there's a lot of ships pulling off away from you. You get a little bit closer to the edge as you start to approach towards the rookeries. You make a sharp turn as you let loose your Genoa sail and retract it. The hull breaching against the waves make kind of a slosh as you bleed off a lot of speed. From there, you adjust a little, you kind of move back straight so you can line yourself up for the dock, and then most of your speed is lost as you toss the ropes over. A few of them see you coming. They catch the ropes as you throw them and start to moor you in. There's the lurch as the ropes go taut and your ship actually stops instead of just being caught by the water. From there, you loosen your sails and lower them back down. Are you guys in full like robe mask? You've pulled the rope. You've switched the sails.
No,
Regrettably, yes, I will be in those suffocating robes.
Sun, unless told by the others to do so, will not.
Is this one of those things where it's like, well before you came into docks, you made your way out next to the pallets, and you're like, I'm gonna lift from below, so I don't have to wear robes, right?
Yep, basically, that's the plan.
So you have a couple different pallets. You make your way over towards one of the cranes. Is anybody going down to deal with the paperwork, or are you sending one of the NPCs?
I'll go to do paperwork stuff.
All right. After the sails are brought up, you make your way down to like the rooker desk. You get a couple of things, put them on a clipboard. You pick up a couple of slips that are tucked into each of the pallets, put them on the same clipboard, and you start to make your way up. You're met there by a different rooker who is about to get ready to go, hey, you got your... And you start to see that there's a bunch of people approaching on horseback towards the rookery.
Okay.
Oh.
You can see them, like, tighten and affix little, like, orange cloth armbands to the side of their arms. They like shift bricks to get ready to throw. They tee up their horses so you have enough time to get like back behind your side of the like the guards. You can't hear precisely what they're saying because all of them are trying to get like the signature line, and because all of them are doing it at once, none of them are hearable. It's some weird garbled like male cult, new world order, fuck you humans, Vero lives nonsense. In
Is
two
this one of
separate
the guys? Is this one of the guys we were talked about? Like,
we were told to rough up a little.
yeah. Is this who they were talking about?
It's one of them.
Okay.
There's a 14 and a 16 as two bricks kind of go tunk. One of them plonks off of the like forward spear of your ship there, just kind of thunks off of it, and you can see it vibrate a little. Another one dents the side of the armor.
I would be down below as I hear this happening, so I'd be running up, like gun in hand, going, "Hey, what's the big idea here?"
As you crack your way, like open through the hatch, you've got your gun in hand. You see a bunch of riders making their way off. You can see them taking the armbands off as they kind of fan out and start to scatter so they can't be tracked.
Well, that was a pointless interaction. All right, moving on.
All right, Otto, you got a good look at those armbands, eh?
Armband.
Actually, no, this is a bad idea. Maybe someone would just...
No, totally. Otto, orange armband. If you see him near the ship again, just go for it, dude.
Warning shots, eh?
So let's bargain here.
Oh, no, all right. You know,
he's learning to haggle. He's gonna get better at this than you.
Otto's the automated turret in front of the ship. He's got a couple of different shields on servos so he can guard whoever's behind him. He's got like alternating cannons with like a counter feed and a feeder barrel full of munitions. And then he's got a little Wally head that comes out on a telescoping rod. So he's looking over to you, and he kind of like he goes a little bit lower and goes, "Let me make you a deal." And then he goes nice and tall, and he goes, "First 1 second, 1 meter variance. Second, 0.5 meter variance. Third second, I get to maim them. And then fail. So that's 4 seconds till I kill anybody. That's pretty good."
I mean, hang on. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Yeah, no, you strike a hard. You know, you're really going into your own there, friend. You know what? I'll agree to your terms.
Okay, so like, even though it's 4 seconds till the clear, like if they don't leave in 3 seconds, they get to blow someone's fucking arm off, right? Like hit it with one of those shot shells and goes, whoo.
Yeah, that would happen if you were to. Yeah, that I suppose that is what we agreed to.
Okay, I'm going to adjust my programming.
Only if they have orange armbands.
Right. Ooh, orange armbands is a crucial part of all this.
Just to be clear, orange armbands is and it's, I don't actually know my hex code, so I don't want to make the joke while saying the wrong numbers. But like, he gives you a range of hex codes that's roughly like red, clear to yellow. Like that's orange, right?
No. Give me like a 10% variance on the armbands they were just wearing.
See, you were sitting there going, "Oh, what a great deal," and now you're sitting here drawing lines. Okay, I'll give you that. How about 25% albedo or higher?
Oh yeah. That makes sense to me.
Okay, so if someone's got like a dark brown,
and crucial. They gotta be throwing rocks at the ship.
It doesn't have to be rocks.
Or it doesn't have to be attacking the ship, threatening the ship. If they're just walking by, ignoring it, then
okay, so like if someone's got like a dark brown, they've got an armband-like structure on one or both of their arms that's within 10% orange parameter, 25% or higher albedo. And they're sitting there with a brick going like this. I can just aim, but I can't fire. But the second that leaves their hand, I can start counting the counter, right?
Yep, that's right. And you know what? For being such a good sport, I'm gonna reduce the counter by 50%.
Okay, so 0.51, 1.5.
Yep.
You know what? I like this barter. I'll tell you what. I'll throw in a loud beeping noise.
Oh man! You hearing this, guys? This guy's a natural.
I like that he's bartering with his own robot. Like, Kroquel's actively musing to Jane, like, this is a soulless machine that is not capable of making its own decisions, and yet he is bartering with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did we get to this point?
Well,
look, I'm axiomatic. I can't decide that, but I would like to negotiate on the axioms.
He cares very much about his axioms.
Axioms are very important.
Axioms are very important, yes.
Apparently.
The thing that I like about this discussion is that I'm saying this knowing damn well that in the past several months, Gabe has been working on at least one, like, identify this object algorithm.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be back in 2 seconds. You guys spend your time after the riders pass. The rookers help you unload these and start putting them down. I'll be back in a bit.
Cool.
Or like the laziest sort of like way of designing or like putting everything down. Like, I feel like Jane's not helping. Kroquel's definitely not helping. Sun helped for a while. Oh yeah, you're doing paperwork, so it's literally just the NPCs doing all of this. Sun has presumably gone back from the dank hole in which he emerged.
Yeah.
How dare you talk about my mother that way?
No!
Oh man. Did you just like make a your mom joke about your own mother?
No, I was implying that you had said something mean about my mother.
Huh. Okay.
I was speaking specifically over Sun, obviously.
Yeah.
Sun was born in an ammunition factory, right?
Yeah.
See, it works.
Poor Sun.
Poor Sun, butt of all of our jokes.
I don't think Sun actually knows how people give birth.
He assumes it's like ammunition. They just have like a chain.
Yeah.
I have a factory where babies are made.
Sun grew up in Celestia. They have very poor sexual education there.
You'd think they would have good education there because they want as many people as possible Because they have a big dude who keeps eating people.
Right? But what you're forgetting is that sexual education is an important part of birth control.
Fair point.
Will's gone for 2 seconds.
I'm sitting here looking at chat going, a bunch of people said stuff. Did I miss anything important? I
No.
hear things about full mast. I hear about booty. You know, that's the kind of chat I'm here for. There's something about sexual education.
Sexual education.
Honestly, I'm pleased with coming back to this. Like things could be a lot more on fire than this.
We've had much worse conversations.
We have.
I mean, we've had to have a moment. We've had to have at least one moment where we go, we should be less descriptive about the bombs because we're live on Twitch. You know?
Yeah.
We've definitely had more risky conversations.
Okay, but sexual education in Celestia, pretty awful, eh?
Well, in Celestia, tell me about Celestia for you, because there's politics involved. It used to be 3 kingdoms, all under a different extraplanar ruler, and then Alistair, the king of Celestia, took over everything, and then the demon who was in charge of Demonica, which was a part of Celestia, went off to, and then was like, I'm going to be huge and deck some giants, and then just joined the war. It is unclear what happened to the government of Tenebra. Were you there before or after? What's your story?
I feel like Sun was a part of the, like a part of Celestia after, kind of after the war, the Imperial War. But he grew up there, that's where his parents are, and he hated it. He hated every little bit of it. Too many rules. He's not like a political guy, so it wasn't like, oh, politics suck. He's just like, man, they really don't like me selling firearms, and that's kind of my trade. I'm going to go someplace where people are chill about me building dangerous things. And that's why we wound up in the syndicates.
It's one of those rare things where you go, the sky is looking at me. I can't sleep indoors. Except those are actually the rules.
Yeah. Except for they actually are. They actually is the problem.
Especially, like, having to sleep outside and the sky always watching you is something that happened after Alistair took over. So there were, like, a couple of really awkward years, especially, like, during the war, where it was like, I don't get to have a house anymore. And I have to, like, lie in a field and look at the stars, and they look back. That's weird.
Don't like that. I'm getting out of here. Luckily, I have skilled labor, so I can, I can emigrate.
You can immigrate. Yeah. Get a citizenship somewhere else.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I have smart servant Wimmis.
Yeah, exactly. Can I come?
You really don't.
I could.
Sun doesn't know anything about Wimmis.
No, actually, no. Sun knows a lot about Wimmis.
Sun does. He
I
just.
feel like Sun is more dedicated to the law of Wimmis and Asha regulations than he is to, like, whether or not it's okay to kill people.
Yeah,
That's true.
absolutely.
That's probably true, actually, yeah.
Because if you don't have those, then you kill people accidentally.
Yeah.
Also, canonically, there's a bunch of warning labels on the front of Sun's door, and I assume at least half of them have to be actually, like, from some kind of regulatory board.
Oh yeah, all of them. I feel like Sun has worked on regulatory.
He has a board, like he has a message board that is a regulation one. Every single one of his alarms is from each of the different areas. So it's just like, this doesn't follow regulation. How? I literally have a message displaying a warning sign everywhere in every single possible regulation.
Yeah. I
Just
defy
starts, like, tapping the door. This one's for the nitrates. This one's for the ammonia. This one's for the bulk gunpowder. This one's for the gunpowder over 50 kilograms.
Yep.
It's a common thing for us.
It is.
It really is. And that one's for
carry-
cocaine.
Yeah. This is the this one's for cocaine.
Yeah.
It's important.
It's important.
I'm the one that's worrying about the cocaine. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
So you get the last of those crates out of there, and the rookers cart them into the rookery. You now have like an awkward amount of space, like after a dance ends, but before everyone's come in to move the tables back to the normal space in the gym. There's just like
Yes.
an empty spot in your hold. Jane, you make your way back down, and you open the spice rack for no reason. You change your jacket for no reason. You kind of decide to sit on your bed and look from side to side. And
Hanging out. Yeah, just looking at stuff, checking out the ship.
real
It's
casual.
like opening the fridge when you're not actually hungry, and you look into it, and there's nothing really there that you want because you weren't really hungry in the first place.
But you know you're gonna be back there in 2 minutes.
Yeah, but you know you're gonna be back.
Hmm.
You know, that's kind of what I make it look like.
So you're all sitting here real casual in the rookery docks. They're kind of busy, so like after you unload, you have to kind of like trawl out a couple docks over, but you're able to sit there for a couple of hours before you head out onto the sea or you find a different place to dock.
Well, in that time, I feel like striking a bit of a conversation with the rookers, being like, "So, those guys come here often?"
Yeah, not too often, but I mean, shit, you read the paper, you hear the shit they say about us.
Yeah. Yeah, no one likes the rookers, eh?
Yeah, I mean, the stuff you hear. And then one guy jumps in and he goes, yeah. I heard the other day someone saying that apparently we're smuggling cocaine into red wine. And someone else chuckles and goes, yeah, some guy said that apparently every rooker's a weed dealer. And they chuckle and someone's like, what's next? An arms dealer? There's a loud laugh and then someone else goes, yeah, I heard they're covertly trying to take over the government and they're all secretly mega beast folk that haven't even been revealed yet.
Well, thankfully
Oh.
we're not that.
No. All of our,
It seems a bit dramatic.
yeah.
It's like, well, thankfully that's the only thing that's not going on.
Yeah. What else are they saying about us? Any names?
Well, they say that we're all part of the secret democratic cabal that are here to make sure that people have equal votes.
Uh-huh.
I mean, come on. As if we can talk to our senators.
Right. No. He's pretty hard to get a hold of these days.
What was the name of the rooker? Like, do we have a name for the rooker that was hunting us?
He introduced himself as Rooker Mariner. You're not sure if that's a nickname or not.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go over and it's like, you guys wouldn't have to be aware of a rooker mariner, are you?
So you're there with like a group of people. You're all in robes, and a bunch of them kind of are like, nah, I don't know. And then one guy's like, well, I heard that there's some dude who like had like some weird ragey firing.
Yeah, that's the one. He cried.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I heard like it was like where was it? It was out like in like the Eastern Isles or something?
Far Eastern Isles. We came from there. He was basically in tears, crying, yelling, screaming. He sort of fell to the floor at one point, and like hit the ground like a child in a tantrum.
Is it true that he'd like shat on his desk and set it on fire?
I did hear rumors of that. I can't confirm, but I did hear rumors of that.
Huh.
I'm gonna be this whole time gonna be there like just nodding. Being like, mhm.
The like Rooker beak is just like
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, any how do you guys feel about the robes? They seem a little, I don't know, a little warm to you.
Well, I mean, I've been working here for like 5 years. I got summer robes my second year.
Ah, see, that's smart thinking. Say, have you ever fought a war beast? Or ever had to stop one?
All 5 of them kind of look at you a little bit bemused.
They've literally never left Redwine Cube.
Anyway.
Anyway, yeah, if you see him, if he's passing through, if you find someone, obviously he's not a rooker anymore, but I wouldn't put it past him to try and, you know, still use it. But if you see him, just tell him that Quill is looking for him, Rooker Quill. He'll know.
What did he do to you?
He knows.
That bad, eh? We're sitting here going, yeah, I heard the guy took a shit on his desk and set it on fire, and the best you've got is he knows? Holy shit.
Yeah, in our line of work, it takes quite a bit to sort of irk us.
Yeah, I guess when you get bricks thrown at you every Tuesday, you get used to weird shit.
The bricks? Oh, yeah, no, that.
Yeah, that's...
One of the
Forgot
rookers
about that,
nearby
actually.
goes, I realize you guys are sailor rookers. I don't know if you're out of town. It's not every Tuesday. It's just...
I'm
Yeah,
assuming
what,
it's
2 or
whenever
3
they can
times a
catch
week?
one.
Are they ever armed with anything like dangerous, or is it mostly bricks?
I mean, one of them tried to bum rush with a gun, but we subdued him.
God.
We didn't manage to hurt anybody.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, that sounds like the sort of situation you want munitions built for battle beasts. And I'm glaring at my friends.
I mean, one guy with a gun is hardly a battle beast.
Well, you never know. There might be 2 of them.
2 battle beasts or 2 people with guns?
I turn to the other words. You see what I gotta deal with. I keep these guys safe 24/7.
At
I
that,
don't know,
Crowquill is literally like, huh, is that what you do now? Okay.
I mean, some angry rich kid 5 beers deep off the ferry from White Abbey starts coming in here going, New World Order. Maybe it takes a couple rounds. I don't know.
No, actually, that's like, what is our policy on that? Because
That's generally non-lethal rounds.
no, I don't make those.
I think that's outside of rookery. I think that's just standard self-defense.
No, it's like when you're on vacation.
One of the guy sits there and goes, well, to be fair, the last time I was on vacation, I did kill something. It was like a sea beast, though. It wasn't like a person.
Oh, what sort of caliber sea beast are we talking?
Oh, well, it was like maybe like a 3-foot thing. It had a couple extra arms. Looked a bit mutated.
Gross.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
I didn't have a gun. I had to have that thing on the end of a spear, but tell you, nothing makes me more nervous than sticking something on the end of a spear and having it still try to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say, when you did that, was there ever a moment where you're like, oh, surely this thing's dead, and then you just sort of assumed it was dead, but it actually wasn't, and that was your undoing?
Well, obviously not. He's still here.
I don't know, maybe you lost an arm or an eye or something.
What do you sell poisons or something?
In a manner of speaking.
No, I spell guns.
Well,
At this point, like, there's a group of maybe like 5 or so people. 3 of them are just like, all right, anyways, they get back to work. But there's 2 of them that are like, hold on, what is that thing?
Which thing?
they gesture as you have like a massive dragon pistol hanging off the side of your rooker ropes on the outside on the easy access sheath there.
Oh, yeah. This is a little number I whipped up. I'm real happy with it. 50 grain. It's basically a small cannon that you can port around, and if anyone.
Anyway, if you don't have any mail for us, I guess we'll just head out.
Oh, come on.
I mean, it's red wine. You can always get contracts. How does this thing not blow your wrist off? Holy shit.
Well, feel my wrist. And I sort of give him my hand and
Give him the gun show.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like, you gotta make sure that you crunch a bunch of tin cans before you learn how to shoot this thing.
Yeah, I mean, or just, have a... I realized what I was about to say was offensive. Never mind. Yeah, no, maybe it's not for everybody. Guess they make them different down in Celestia.
Yeah, lots of lonely nights. Sun got real strong.
Yeah.
Real good grip. And at that, Croquill just genuinely walks out of the building.
Absolutely. Gonna start laughing and just, walk away.
The comedians, I feel like my munitions don't get the recognition they deserve. The last blockade we ran, it was basically me doing all the work.
Wait, you ran a blockade?
Yeah.
If Croquill hadn't have left, oh my god.
And one of them like taps the nose of the beacon, is like, as this?
Oh, well, I mean, it's a little hard to kind of mime like holding a gun up to the the nose gets in the way.
Oh shit, eh?
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
all the mail that we just brought was from.
It's from Soth.
Yeah, where do you think all this Soth bound? What's the opposite of bound? Soth ale and mail came from.
I always thought you'd go off to one of the side coasts or disguise yourself or something to get it through.
Oh yeah, I mean we've done that. But
that's way too logical for us.
Yeah, that's too logical and takes too much time and there's nothing like, if you're gonna make munitions, might as well use them from time to time,
I guess if you sit there packing powder into things all day, it's not much to throw a couple extra cannons on the boat.
Exactly.
Anyways, I gotta work. I gotta go. They start to make their way off as the manager comes in and kind of gestures and goes, picking up a contract, going. We don't have time for you later.
Oh.
Where are we going next, by the way?
I think we were going to the Freedlands next.
Is it the Freedlands? Okay, well let's see if they have anything for the Freedlands.
I thought we were going to Farm Market or something.
Yeah, do you have any anything going towards the Freedlands? It's our next stop.
New Market?
Yeah, wait. Yeah, isn't it Newmarket or something? Where are we going? What's the next location again?
New Farm Market is a small trade port that's actually just across a little stretch of land from here. Newtown is a Torgish capital.
Newtown. That's where we were going. Newtown.
Okay, Newtown.
Always get those confused.
Ask for something in Newtown, right?
You gonna be there in a week?
Yeah, we'll be there. Well, you know how it goes. We'll be there when we get there, but no blockades to run. It should be pretty quick.
Did you say an 8? Was that?
An 8 of what now?
Yeah. You're getting your boat ID here.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll send this down the pipe.
All right.
Do we owe you anything for back pay? Taking a look at our notes here.
Well, I mean, we delivered this. I think that's the last major one we did.
All right. Oh yeah, it looks like we got a note on your file here. 1.5 for the blockade, not bad. All right.
Thank you.
And you were at the standard 5 a day per?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right. Give me a second here. The guy goes behind a desk, and you kind of have to sit there. You check your pockets. You awkwardly look over at like a sign over out a window. You look over, the guy's still behind the desk doing something. You run out of things to look at, so you're kind of looking at the same shit. And finally, the guy comes out and he has a couple of envelopes and goes, "All right." Each of them has a name on them for each of like the people on the boat, and goes, "Payroll."
Nice.
Cool.
Cool. I don't actually have a pencil.
I look forward to getting more money because I totally need more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hand the envelope to Crowquill, and Crowquill's like, "Thank you."
Thank you for this. How much do I have to pay you to make me a holster for my salad fork?
I'm not gonna charge for that. Just the raw materials.
Crowquill just hands you the envelope back.
Okay. I feel like my chain's being yanked around a little bit here. I don't understand exactly why, but
Crowquill wanders off.
okay.
Will, I grew up in Redwine Keep, right? That was like part of my backstory with Baru and all that other stuff. Or would it have been a little bit closer to Forks or something like that?
Well, this would have been a port town. If it was under port, you would have gone place to place until you were in your sea cave days, in which case you would have been in the middle of nowhere off the side of an island.
Yeah. But, like, during the Boru days, I would have lived here, right?
It's like, imagine you're going, "Oh, I know this place by the back of the back of my hand," and then you're like referencing places that closed down 15 years ago.
Okay, I'm asking Jane and like Tiana or like anyone really if they want to go and check out a cool restaurant. For the record, I had never been to this restaurant. To Crowquill, this is I always walk past there and it smelled delicious, but I could never afford to eat there kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. You tell me, is this a restaurant where far happier families brought their kids? Or is this the restaurant where you saw someone get thrown out a window once?
Far happier families. I'm going full depression on this one.
Oh yeah, that's
All right, it's like halfway down the port, so you would have to unmoor your boat, which you probably should for like an urban rookery department.
Yeah, we should probably go and get an actual port. Like,
yeah.
actual
All right.
unless Jane's gonna wander around being like, "Hey, I'm a rooker. You want to buy some crack?"
Maybe if that makes it easier.
It certainly would make the anonymity easier.
Yeah. Might not be good for our image though, so
No. Well, the general image of the rookery.
yeah.
You make
Maybe.
your way back onto the boat. The pre-storm spray is starting to come in. You make your way down the docks and manage to settle in, throw up the gangplank, take down your sails, and tie yourself in by the time the storm comes in again. Your ship's going to be fine just sitting there. Rooker and Bilgy are planning on just sitting in the boat anyways. Ken and Tiana are willing to go with you, though, as you guys are stationed in front of Marinara Garden.
Ooh.
Yeah, Marinara Garden. Perfect place to bring the family.
All right.
I feel like we
We're all
went
related.
here once for the unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks, and that's all we had. And then Boru just told us to fucking dash.
God, yeah.
So you open the door. There's like a 17-year-old couple like awkwardly holding hands in like a prom outfit, like waiting to be seated. You guys kind of awkwardly shuffle in behind them. There's a kid that runs by going, "I've killed 13 men!" Keeps going.
Dangerous.
You might want to
that
hire
word.
that one.
Yeah. It just so happens that we need 10 people murdered, and
Mhm.
he's already killed 13, so
Yeah.
what's another 10?
Yeah, exactly.
We got people on our list.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
couple ahead of you gets ushered ahead, and then the person sitting there at the booth goes, "Hello, welcome to Marinara Garden. Would you like to be seated for 5? Otherwise, you could wait at the bar.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, all right.
Table, bar?
Table. Give us your finest booth.
All right. There'll be a booth available shortly."
All right. Thank you kindly.
There's
We all
another-
just like
the same kid from before just runs in the other direction screaming.
All
Does
right.
he whack his head on a table?
You listen for it. God damn it, he didn't.
Oh,
I feel like that child is just me on the inside.
at all times. Yeah.
Perpetually running around screaming.
Mhm.
Yeah. We're all a little bit of that on the inside.
We're all a little crazy inside.
There's an awkward looking server who comes up and goes, "Hi, I'm Tristan. I'll be your server tonight. Would you like to follow me to a booth?"
It's pretty forward, Tristan, but okay.
Okay.
All right. And he turns around. He's got a tunic, and on the back, an embroidery. It says like, "I'd rather be drinking." And then it's like there's an ad on the back of this guy's tunic for like $5.99 Caesar drinks on Tuesdays.
I'm so glad I don't have to see any of that. Like, this is all, like, perpetually living up to the same sort of internal fantasy that Crowquill had built up in her head. She has no, like, adult disappointment because it's all... The smell is still there. Like, there is still kids fucking being happy with their family here. Like, she's still got this going.
Yeah.
You awkwardly shuffle in. Mercifully, you don't have Rooker with you because he takes off like half a booth on one side. Ken and Yi and Tiana make their way in the corner. What about the rest of you guys? How are you? How close are you to the children's side of the booth?
Probably pretty far.
Sun is the sort that I feel like Sun is the sort of person that typically takes like the outside edge of a booth, just because he's always lagging behind the group.
Right.
You know? Like he's kind of wandering and diddling and dallying.
So like Tiana and Kennedy go towards the window side. Jane beelines like scoots right up against the wall, away from the children. There's room on both sides, like opposite each other. Jane and Sun sit down, or Crowquill and Sun sit down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crowquill's just like, alright, guys. It's on me. Celebration for job well done, I guess.
Yeah.
So you sit there going, "All right, guys, it's on me." And as you put your hand on the table, there's paper.
I'm like, why is there paper on the table?
Oh, you know, in case you want to doodle or draw or.
I don't get it.
Express complex.
I mean, I guess it would be easier to clean this way. Maybe we should talk to Rooker about putting paper on our tables.
Now,
Oh,
would drawing be a performance role? Do we get little crayons?
Yep.
Can I also join in on this? I would like to point out, yes, I am well aware that I am blind.
I got a 6.
So we got a 6 on performance from Jane. What are you drawing?
I'm gonna draw one of those war beasts that Sun was talking about. And I'm gonna try to draw Sun on top of the war beast.
Oh, like I'm riding
But
it.
yeah, like you're riding it.
Okay.
So there's like a thing with like 5 to 6 legs. Tiana leans over and jokes that like there's 4 on one side and 2 on the other. Sure enough, though, everyone's like, it's little horns, and you can see him like. Conveniently, an accurate depiction of this gun is also what a child would draw. It's an L with a with a trigger on it that goes BU in all directions.
It does.
Meanwhile, Croquill, I rolled a 15 to blindly draw what I presume to be Rooker Mariner being struck by lightning.
Hey.
I don't know how well a 15 gets me.
You lean over and you see Croquill do like a big dramatic lightning bolt into what looks like a small sigil circle.
Oh.
Like it's a perfect sigil circle. You just have no idea why there's a lightning bolt hitting it.
You know, I'm gonna let Croquill have this one. It's actually quite impressive.
I have to draw a
Tiana-
rune somehow.
Tiana furrows her brows and she goes, I wasn't that great at magic, but is that the guy?
And you just go, yeah! You're just like tapping the paper. And he goes, getting struck by lightning.
Is it like sort of ill practice to draw? Like, will it summon him or let him know that we're here and still alive? Or
Don't really care.
okay.
Because if he were here, in any way, he would be getting struck by lightning. So,
Right.
guys,
Maybe like an arrow and bullets.
are we doing anything about the the banner boys, the brick boys? Are we doing anything about those guys?
I don't think so. Like
The Brickadiers?
as rookers, are we supposed to be?
I feel like we're
No,
out of
but-
our rookery robes at this point because we left
we're
and
out
we
of-
redocked, so we wouldn't. Also, we would have great difficulty eating in our rookery robes.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Like-
Croquill, you feel magical potential. Boon or Hex?
Hex.
Keep going.
I'm in a spite the world mood. Like, do we actively want to do something before we leave, or what?
I don't
I think
know.
so.
I mean, if you're asking me, this is just a bunch of kids, doing bullshit. I don't necessarily see the harm in
Throwing bricks and spouting stuff about government propaganda?
Well, when you put it that way, if these rookers here were so bothered by it, I think they would have just dealt with it by now.
You're not wrong. They do have a slew of adventurers that they could hire to do this.
Yeah, and we ain't them. I mean, look, it's up to you guys. I just feels like kind of an overreaction, don't it? I mean, it's one thing if it's our real trip is getting hit.
You guys watch as a kid. You have full view of this. No one trips the child. There is no obstacle. The child just puts one foot in front of the other and eats shit. You see him trip and hit a waitress who in turn trips, catches herself, but an entire, Caesar goes all over this kid who is just drenched in red and covered in bits of tomato and a little bit of lime and celery on his head.
Ooh.
And he just goes, "Ah!" And
Ooh.
that's when the parents come in and start to intervene.
Oh, nice. Croakwill is just smiling so very happily at this.
Crowquill, you didn't do that, did you?
No, I would never.
You weren't involved in any way.
No, maybe a little.
I feel bad that we're all delighting in making a fictional child cry.
I'm not delighting. I'm sad for
Look.
this kid.
Look, there's always that kid at every marinara garden.
Yeah.
We all know him well.
And they always run around screaming at the top of their lungs, and it's their parents' fault, and we know and acknowledge that it's the parents' fault. But when the kid gets taught a lesson, it's kind of funny.
Oh, no.
It is very funny. I agree.
It's not that funny. You guys are just mean.
So Tristan comes back, and it's now that you realize the menus have been in the middle of the table the whole time, because, all right, can I get you guys started on anything? You hear the gentle plep of like a tray full of free breadsticks being put down right in the middle of the table.
I'm gonna grab an entire breadstick with my hand and just like bite into it.
Do you have anything cheesy? I'm in the mood for something cheesy.
Well, we have the cheesy garlic pasta sandwich special with a side Caesar or Greek.
Yeah, that.
We also have the double cheese Alfredo penne.
Oh, then that one. You don't have to list any more of them. That one sounds great.
I'll
Okay,
have
the
the
double
first one.
cheese.
Yep.
All right. For you
See?
two, and Tiana and Kennedy are just like waving, and Tiana goes, "Can we get the 2 pounds of pasta?"
Holy shit.
All right. Carbonara, spaghetti, carbonara. Okay. And you?
I'll have
yeah.
all of spaghetti.
All right. Any drinks with that? Can I get you some water?
Water would be
Rum.
great.
Rum.
Rum? Okay. Rum as well
Straight,
as water.
Straight up rum.
At this point, like Tiana goes Rob, and then can I get the Ultra Deluxe Caesar? Goes, all right, and an Ultra Deluxe. Be back there in a minute. Heads off.
You know, the atmosphere isn't quite the same without the screaming child.
If you want, you can run around and recreate it.
You know? Maybe I will. Someone's got to run around screaming. Why can't it be me?
I like the idea that there's basically a perpetual child running around with their head screaming, and as soon as one hits a table, another child is like, well, looks like it's my turn. Ah!
I think it's all like marinara gardens are like basically an SCP where there is always a screaming child. There cannot be a marinara garden without a screaming child.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
They've timed it, and there's a 1 millisecond gap.
Yeah. Exactly 1 millisecond on the dot between each screaming child.
One time it's 2 milliseconds, and all the people inside felt the place shake.
They tried blocking the doors, but the children appear from just outside their vision.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, the child is an unstoppable force. Anyone who tries to block the door gets thrown, like, 12 feet as a small child bursts through.
Yeah. Yeah. There will always be a child.
So which table is
universe.
too loud first? The one behind Sun or the one behind Croakwill?
I feel like Son is actually pretty relaxed around kids. It's probably Croakwill would be more likely to be upset.
So behind you, you start to hear someone start to get like agitated and go, "Well, what I'm saying is, what's with all this senator nonsense? What, we're just gonna start telling people they're nobles? Just give them a blink, make their blood magic? I don't know. It's all bullshit. They got some kind of summit for the ports. I tell you, 20 years ago, right decision." And then, like from the other side of the table, you hear, "Dad." And an argument starts on that side of the table.
Okay.
How's Ken and Ye reacting to that?
Kennedy leans over and goes, "Oh, thank you." He accepts the deluxe Caesar and goes,
Oh God.
Yeah, gonna need that.
some rum glasses start to cling down.
Good stuff.
Okay.
I'm still eating that entire
I also
bun of bread.
I also tell the waiter that we're gonna get 2 more of whatever the fuck Son and I ordered to go.
All right.
Nope.
Oh yeah, for Rooker and Bilgy.
Good call. Good call. Good call.
Unless you think Otto would like some.
Should I set that for when I go to pick up your plates later, so it's hotter
Yeah.
for your friends?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds
that's
good.
great.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Be back there in a minute with your dishes. Tristan lets off. Yeah, Tristan walks.
Tristan's the best.
He is.
At this point, behind Sun and Jane, you hear, "Well, I hear the mafia controls this whole city and they have people in the parliament. I heard that they ask for protection money, and if you try to do any crime in their districts, they rough you up. Can you imagine that?" And this guy's like, "Oh, could you imagine walking around in like a big carriage with like, a bunch of people in suits? I could be a mafia boss."
I mean, concerned person isn't exactly wrong, considering that we were literally contacted by the mafia to come over here and rough up some people in the middle of the street. It's not exactly wrong. It's hard to disagree with that.
All right, and we have the cheesy garlic deluxe sandwich. You see that there's a piece of garlic bread, a whole bunch of like cheesy penne stuffed in between, and then another piece of garlic bread, and then like
Holy shit.
a toothpick with like the colored foil on the end with an olive on the end of that. On the side of that, there's a bunch of like wedge fries that look. They already look damp and old, even though they are clearly fresh. The 2-pound, the 2-pound carbonara with a clunk is put down in front of Kennedy and Tiana. And then there's the spaghetti in front of Jane and the. What was it? The cheesy Alfredo?
Yeah.
Right in front of Sun.
Oh, thank you. This looks like food.
You can see, like, when your parents will be like, "Oh, you stained something on your shirt," so then like, you're a 6-year-old covered in tomato sauce, and you have like maybe an inch wide stain that becomes like the entire front of your shirt just drenched in water.
Yeah.
There's a kid just drenched his entire front and back, going pew 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 as he's like doing like fake gun motions, and he's like yeah with a fake sword as he runs along the aisle again.
Huh.
Glad to see he's back in action. See, Jane, you didn't even need to get up.
I was willing to.
Commitment to the cause. Commitment to the cause.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Well. this is certainly a food of some sort, and we're just gonna enjoy it.
Yep.
I want to hear anything more from this kid.
How much do I heal from this food?
I'm gonna give you 2 rolls. The first one is the one you think you get, and then the second one is the reality that sets in a half hour after you leave.
Gotcha.
So what you think it's gonna be a. You think it's gonna be a 15? It's like.
Yeah, it's pretty enjoyable. Like, not the
It's-
worst thing. Not
It's like
field
a 12.
rations. Okay. So, yeah, the fries were a little bit greasy. Yeah, I could definitely feel that.
In hindsight, it's not clear whether you had sawdust flakes or you had Parmesan, either or.
Tasted the same.
Either way, you had a sandwich that's carb and cheese and garlic, and then carb flavored with cheese and garlic, and then carb with cheese and garlic on either end. So, like, it's a good day.
At the same time, I feel like this is still some of the most, like, just decadent shit that Crowquill's ever eaten. In her mind, like, this is actually just, like, decadence.
Yeah.
You reach over and get another bit of garlic bread.
I mean, who doesn't love fucking garlic bread? Like, that's the be all and end all of food right there.
Yeah. You are right about that.
Yeah.
So you sit there and kind of put your cutlery down on the tables as Kennedy gets to the bottom of his Caesars. There, the waiter comes back. He drops down a couple more drinks. Goes, should I get you the boxes check?
Yeah, that
Any
sounds
dessert,
good.
maybe?
Yes, please.
Yes for the check. Yes for the dessert. We have a chocolate cheesecake going right now, which is quite nice.
You know, I'm okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm all right on that front, on that particular front.
Yeah, I think we're just good for the check. Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
you're,
I'll get
you're,
you the check. And
before you
Tristan starts to. Oh yeah.
go, you're a local around here, eh?
Mhm.
Do you know how common is it for people to sort of wear orange armbands as an accessory? Like, that's sort of like a fashion thing.
I'm sorry. I just work here, dude. That kind of rushes off.
Okay.
Ooh, hot topic. Nice. Push a button.
Well, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like a fad going around, you know.
At this point, there's like an angry outburst from the table on one side going, well, I don't like it when they send me penis serum advertisements in the mail. And
If
you
you
hear
didn't
like
need it, they wouldn't send it to you.
I'm going to the bathroom, and you can see like the teenage daughter of whoever's on that one side of the bed sitting there going like, oh my god, like covering her face on both sides, just like beelining for the bathroom.
In front of Tristan, too. The hottie.
The hot one, yeah. Sir, you have a problem with the mail?
I'd like to imagine like Tristan the hottie is one of those things where it's like, this is like a 14-year-old girl who went here 3 times with her friends and there's a running joke, and then some random server who has no idea this is happening.
Oh yeah, no. When
It's like I'm trying to pay for my trucking license, guys. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. Please just pay.
Yeah, there was a in my high school there was the local legend of oh, I wish I could remember his name. It was let's say something like Cute Derek, who worked at Green Earth. Everyone loved him, and I was always going on about it. And then one time my mom was like, you know, I was in Green Earth and there was this guy, he was really friendly. I think his name was Derek.
Oh my god, it's Cute Derek!
Derek! And then we saw him and he was very cute. And then he tried to help my friend buy a knife because my friend collects stalkers like Pokemon. and she cut herself all over the knife, and he had to clean it all up while we listened to Ninja Sex Party on the PA system.
I mean, it sounds like a pretty legit place. Let's be real here.
That sounds like the Green Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, yeah, Son, are you engaging in this, or are we going?
I feel like some of you are like, now hold on though, as representatives of the representatives, I feel like we need to step in and
Representatives? We're hardly representatives. We're not even in our apparel.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck them.
So it's 2 silvers per dinner for each person, including the 2 on the ship, as well as 2 coppers per drink, which I think is 2 rums for 2 of you, a rum for Jane, a rum for Tiana. So that's 6 rums and a deluxe Caesar.
All right, I'm gonna pull a U and just say, and what does that add up to? And what's the total?
You look at the piece of paper and you go, "Mm-hmm. No, that's not. That can't be more than a silver for drinks." Oh yeah, that's
I feel like Croco's reaction to it is you tell her and she's like, "Wow, that's pricey. All right, well, here you go." And she pays.
How are you as a tipper?
I feel like Croquill is in this instance, Croquill is a very good tipper. This is a place that she has always sort of like kept in her head as a place to go to, and like she's sort of like in her own head proving she's not the little orphan girl anymore.
So you pick up your boxes. You just kind of lackadaisically put a gold and 5 silver down on the table, which is in excess of your bill by a little bit. I'm just gonna go, all right, should we go?
Yeah.
Not even a fucking dent in my wallet there.
Nope.
Let's go.
You think you're a gangsta? I can eat at Olive Garden anytime I like.
Hey, Marinara Garden, alright? Way better than
Garden.
Olive Garden, alright? The fucking breadsticks at Marinara Garden? Oh, so good. Olive Garden
joke.
doesn't even hold a candle to Marinara Garden.
I joke, but if I knew someone who went to Montana's 3 times a week, I would actually be a little bit impressed.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You can't do that.
Imagine getting 2 Outback Steakhouse dinners between Fridays.
Yeah. Yeah, alright, yeah.
All right, so we'll pick it up next time as you guys leave this port. If you guys want to check out the rules of this game, that's at bloodwine.fandom.com. We're here at twitch.tv/Croton_live. We are at youtube.com/Mr. Croton. Croton? What's the YouTube one again?
It's still Mr. Croton.
Still Mr. Croton. That one's unchanged. Okay. And streams?
Streams on Friday I'm doing more Mass Effect. I'm doing Mass Effect 3, because we finished Mass Effect 2 last week, and then we started Mass Effect 3, and yeah, Mass Effect 3.
You've done
fun.
you've done the opening preamble, so if anybody tunes in, it's gonna be the first couple of missions in the good Mass Effect game, except for the most important part, which wasn't good.
I still consider I'm not gonna fall for it, Will. I still consider the ending of Mass Effect to be pretty good.
I think that the people who exaggerate about how bad that ending is are also people who will talk about like Mass Effects 1 and 2 being like, better than Citizen Kane.
I mean, I do consider it to be better than Citizen Kane. After all, there wasn't even a Kane in Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is pure arbitrary word we can't say on Twitch. This is like the endings were fine and the series is art.
Oh no, I don't consider the endings to be art. The series itself is art, yes. I consider Mass Effect to be a masterclass in character creation and character development over a series.
Didn't they also add a DLC that basically solved it?
Yes. A free DLC
Yeah.
that basically solved it.
Free DLC.
And nobody has to even pretend Andromeda exists. So we're fine.
Exactly.
Poor
So if you want to tune in for that, that's going to be on Friday. And Saturday is going to be Psychonauts, where we're delving into the mind of an artist and all of that fun stuff. So be sure to tune in for that. Yeah. As always, thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.